Alright guys, it is time to discuss the new All-Star players. They were released. Every single All-Star representative from the NHL's All-Star game just got a brand new card. They're all 89s. Their stats do vary, but they are all 89s. I want to discuss today who I think you guys should target and watch for, as they're obviously going to increase in value based on how they perform in the All-Star game and the skills competition. To quickly go over it, if they win a skills competition, they get 3 stats parlaying to that skills competition, all boosted to 99, which is huge if you think about it. The bigger events like the hardest shot challenge is obviously going to give slap shot power to 99, which is a gigantic advantage even at this stage in the game, along with the fastest skater. But even more so, if they score a goal in the actual All-Star game event, they get an entire stat line boost of +1. So if someone scores 5 goals in the game, they just went from an 89 to a 94, and that's gigantic. While I'm not Nostradamus, I think that I've done some research on the past events, and I think I can give you guys some insight as to who should perform well and what to look for going into the All-Star weekend. So, guys, I don't want to just list every single All-Star that's going to be there. If you want, go to the list, look on NHL.com. They all have a card. That being said, Taylor Hall is hurt. Kyle Palmieri is replacing him. So I believe the developers posted on Reddit that they're going to do something for the Taylor Hall owners, and I believe Kyle Palmieri now has a card, or will have a card. That being said, I want to note, before we get into what All-Star events there are, you need to pay serious attention leading up to the event about who is going to participate in these events. Obviously, that's going to skyrocket their price, but the faster that you view who is actually going to participate in these events, and it's going to be announced before the weekend, right before the weekend, that's when you have a chance to go and make some serious coin. Because obviously these guys are all going to get a chance to get a couple boosted stats to 99. So let's talk about the actual events that are going to be in it. First, we've got the fastest skater. That one's pretty simple, just a lap around the rink timed. I need to mention this. The participants in that one, obviously, if we can just look through the All-Star list and who's going to represent it and who's represented it in the past, McDavid, McKinnon, Gaudreau have all participated in. One of those 3 is probably going to win, but they already have extremely high skating already. So I wouldn't really invest in one of those 3 just because of the skating event, because even if they do win, they're only really going to boost. I believe the McDavid card already has like 97 or 98 speed. So it's really not going to improve it all that much. Same with Gaudreau. Now, the other one is the NHL Premier Passer. That one's a relay, a mix of 8 players where they have 3 different passing events. So you're probably going to get, obviously, 99 passing. That's a little more difficult because I don't know if all 8 of the winners would actually win in that sense. So we'd have to watch and see how that event is run. If it is, then that obviously just increases your odds of you pick a team who you think is going to win, and then go from there. The NHL save streak, so that's where each goaltender from each division, the goaltenders from each division, will go in a shootout basically and see out of 16 shooters who can stop the most. Actually, I believe it's 32. There's quite a few skaters, and whoever can get the longest streak of saves in a row. And I'm going to mention my hot takes for that one in just a little bit, because I have a few guys that I think you should invest in for that event specifically. The NHL puck control, that's the one where they go through cones and all through in and out inside of pucks. Patty Kane, for example, is very good at it. Gaudreau, I believe, is also very good at it. So you're probably going to get puck control, deking, all the way boosted to 99, which is beneficial, but it's not really one of the ones that you want to go to. Now, the NHL hardest shot, that's one of the most important. When you see the representatives for that competition specifically, you need to pay attention, because a slap shot getting boosted to 99, I don't know if it'll be accuracy as well. I would think it's probably going to be slap shot power as well as strength and something else, but the power alone makes all of these cards insanely valuable, because even if they have a lower accuracy, it doesn't really matter. It's not lower than like 85. And then the NHL accuracy shooting, which in my opinion, is probably the most important, or if not tied with the hardest shot, because again, you're going to get a wrist shot to 99 probably as far as accuracy, and that's insanely beneficial, especially on the wing when the tuner goes back and short side wristers are kind of back in the game. It's going to be obviously very beneficial. So let's get into my picks as to who to watch for leading up to the event. So let's look at a few specific players, starting with Connor McDavid. He's got a 95 Christmas card that's already very good, and this 89 McDavid is, again, obviously very good, but here's the thing. If he's in the fastest skater competition, he gets boosted to 99, the Christmas card already has that, right? So you're going to buy this Connor McDavid for like 700, 600, in between 650 and 700, some a little bit more than that, when you could just save up another 300K and get the 95, because McDavid will have to score quite a bit. He passes quite a bit, and I don't know if he would get 6 goals alone. I'm looking at the last year's event, and not a lot of players scored a ton. It was pretty evenly distributed, but it doesn't make any sense to go and spend that kind of money on the All-Star McDavid when he's probably in the camp where he wants other people to look good. Just kind of a thought of mine. So I would kind of pass on the All-Star McDavid. I would just, if you really want him, I would just save up and grab the Christmas one because he's got 4 synergies and BU as well. So just my thoughts on him. So here's one that's kind of off the board. He's currently one of the cheapest All-Star cards right now, and that's Seth Jones. So I did a little bit of research, and the only players that have played in previous All-Star games and done the hardest shot competition that are currently in this one haven't even touched 97.5 in this competition, while Seth Jones has hit 98 in 2017 with one of the hardest shots. Again, this competition is one of the most important because if you get a 99 slap shot powered defenseman, and if they choose to include 99 accuracy, I don't think they will, but say that's one of the other two stats that get boosted to 99, instantly makes him one of the most usable cards and most valuable, especially because he's right-handed. There isn't a ton of good right-handed defensemen, and he's so cheap compared to the other ones. Again, you need to watch to see who is included in these events, but if Seth Jones participates, you need to get him. I need to mention, as a Sharks fan, Brent Burns, if he is in this competition again, Brent Burns does not make his money on his slap shot. He's performed very poorly in the hardest shot competition. It's his wrist shot that's so powerful, so same with Stamkos. He's got a weaker shot compared to a weaker shot at 95 miles an hour is not weak, but Ovechkin's not playing in it. Laine's not playing in it. So it's just something to keep in mind. I think that if he plays in the hardest shot competition, he might be someone you might want to invest in. Now moving on to the some of my other takes. The Sharks, obviously the host city. I think that Joe Pavelski, Karlsson, and Burns are probably going to be set up quite a bit in their games for goals. Specifically, Joe Pavelski's the captain. I think that this is for $1 million when it comes to them actually playing the game, but they are trying to put on a show, and I can see a situation where they're trying to set Joe up for as many goals as possible, just because he is the hometown favorite. I could see him doing well. I don't know about the actual competition that he plays in, the skills competition, but if he plays in one of the passing ones, then he could be, or even the accuracy ones, he could be a dark horse candidate for that as well. But I could see Karlsson and Pavelski and Burns doing well in the game itself. I mentioned that Burns in the hardest shot competition isn't something to rest or hang your hat on because I don't think he'll do very well. And his All-Star card needs a lot of work if you're going to use him on defense, especially. But Joe Pavelski's card, I think, is one of the better ones to grab because I think he'll do well in the actual game just because the boys will try and set him up. The next card I would look to grab would be Vancouver's Elias Pettersson, obviously because I have a feeling he'll put on a show, whether it's in the accuracy competition or even hardest shot, to be honest with you. He's got a missile. I could see him doing well as in the skills competition, but specifically in the game, he's one of the more electric players, and I could see him, putting on a show as far as scoring goals, because anytime that they score a goal, it's a +1 to every stat, and he's already got such a great speed stat. I think that adding to his shot makes him one of the better cards, and he's definitely going to be worth the money, in my opinion. So moving on to goalies, there's a few thoughts I have here. I looked back again at previous All-Star games, and specifically in the goaltender one, the Save the Streak one, Fleury performed extremely well in his last event where he participated in it. So if he wins that, I'm assuming that his breakaway will go up to 99. I don't know about the other stats, maybe aggression. So those stats might not be of value. But he's already got a 91, but I think the Pacific Division's probably going to do pretty well in the tournament. But again, he has a very good chance at winning that breakaway or save the streak and making the Marc-Andre Fleury card pretty well. He's also very big, so that does help. Obviously, size matters when it comes to goaltenders in the game. He's also going for pretty cheap, 155K. I think that he has the potential to be a pretty good return if he can win the event as well as win the All-Star game, because then he'll get a +2 as well, making him a 91 regardless. The real interesting one, though, would be the other Pacific goaltender, and that would be John Gibson. Now, if he's the one that participates in the Save the Streak Challenge, we have no information as far as past skills competitions if he's going to perform well in it, but he's gigantic, and 89, his base card is almost, totally usable in net. And again, Pacific is going to be one of the better All-Star teams, I think, with McDavid and all those guys. So, there's a very good chance that he does get the +2 to make him even better. He would be one that I would watch for. Lastly, as far as goaltenders go, Pekka Rinne, a favorite in Hut for the last couple seasons because of his size alone. He also has done very well in the Save the Streak Challenge in the All-Star game. If he can get a boost to 99 in a few stats, his division, though, I don't think has the biggest chance of winning the event. But I mean, the Pacific won with John Scott, so who knows? It's the All-Star game. That's just an added bonus. But Pekka Rinne already at the 89 card alone is worth a ton, but he's also going for quite a bit. But if you can snag him in a pack, I would totally keep him. I wouldn't sell him in this case. The last skills-oriented card I want to go over is Sidney Crosby, and obviously one of the better players, but something that he has excelled in to an insane degree the last 2 years alone is the accuracy shooting challenge. He dominated in 2017, doing it in under 10 or just over 10 seconds, and then doing extremely well last year. He's going to be the favorite to win that accuracy challenge, and again, a 99 wrist shot accuracy on any card at the stage in the game, especially Crosby, makes him extremely worth it. Plus, I could see him scoring some goals in the game to get a +1 boost every time. He's going to be one of the more expensive cards to get, but he has the highest chance of hitting the 99 in that accuracy skills competition. So let's talk the sets that are out. Basically, what you've got to do is get 4 collectibles from each division. You cash those in, and you can get a choice pack for whatever division you choose. So if you want a chance at Atlantic, you want the Austin Matthews, you would choose the Atlantic Division set, do that, and then you get a chance to grab him. I need to mention, though, the current price rate, they're going for around 27 to 30K. At 27K, it's 432,000 coins. So if you don't get a biggie or someone that's very popular, you're going to lose quite a bit of money. It's not something I would recommend doing. Now, if you get quite a few, let's say you get 5 cards from the challenges or you open up some packs, then it's a little bit worth it. The more, obviously, the less you have to spend. But you want to get it to where it's around 300,000 to cost you, because then at least you're making your money back. Say, again, you get Seth Jones as your best one. That would be something I would recommend if you can't land a biggie in the sets. So also with this event came a lot of CPU challenges, which is great. Adds some variety to the game, gets the offline guys involved. Here's a list of the rewards that you'll get if you can do all 10 of the challenges. You'll get a mini All-Star pack, an NHL All-Star reward, a January collectible, an NHL All-Star reward, a bronze pack, an NHL All-Star collectible choice pack, customization pack, another January collectible, another customization pack, and a contract pack. So you can get some collectibles for free from just doing this event. Again, you want to do them to make it as cheap as possible if you are going to try and do one of the choice packs. These are great events, and not to mention they're a little bit more fun. It's not just score one, it's actually doing certain specific skills, which is kind of cool, and I like that they've added this into the game. So guys, that's going to do it for my All-Star event review and kind of tips for who to go after this weekend. Again, I need to stress, watch for the NHL to announce who is going to participate in the skills competition, specifically the hardest shot. You need to take your chance on one of those players. Same with the accuracy. If Crosby's in the accuracy challenge, I would honestly probably avoid going for any players to just win that. He's literally dominating it every year in the All-Star game. And then the fastest skater, if you want Gaudreau, sure, but again, his All-Star card already has such high speed, it's kind of a waste. And then the McDavid one, I would honestly just stick with the Christmas one. It would take quite a bit to make it more valuable. But again, that's all been talked about. So guys, if you like the video, just let me know. Leave a comment, a like, subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys for my podcast next week. Have a good one, guys.